security risk and compliance startup Sprinto has raised $20 million in a Series B round that was led by Accel with participation from existing investors like Elevation Capital and Bloom Ventures. The company is going to use these funds for R&D with a focus on intelligent automation and AI and expanding into new markets. For more on the company's plans ahead and the significance of this funding, joining me now is Girish Redekar, the co-founder and CEO of Sprinto, along with Shekhar Kirani, who's partner at Accel, which led this investment round. Gentlemen, thanks very much for your time on the show. Girish, I'll start with you. Not your first rodeo as an entrepreneur. Tell us about the problem that you're solving at Sprinto. If you could summarize for us what your elevator pitch to Shekhar was.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Ritu. Today we are in a world where almost every business has digital data, and increasingly there is scrutiny around the fact that you're keeping this data safe and secure. And this scrutiny can come from governments, regulators, your board of directors, or auditors. Now, doing this is an excruciatingly painful, exhausting, and manual process. It takes months and months of time. What we do at Sprinto is we help you automate all of this busy work and bring down the months to days. So that's fundamentally what we do. Now, while we are doing this, our goal is to help businesses build trust and achieve their eventual business goals. We open doors to new markets, new segments, new geographies, and that's what we are in the business of.
Well, lack of compliance could prove very, very costly, as some recent examples here in India have shown us. But Shekhar, what do you estimate the size of this governance, risk and compliance market today is, and how well positioned is Sprinto to capture that?
Ritu, great question. If you look at every company, small or large, is becoming a digital company. As soon as they use any software tools, they would use and keep customer data. Very quickly, they have to become compliant. A number of compliances required across the globe is significantly increasing. As the world is becoming global, say if you are a company from India selling in Europe, then they need GDPR compliance. If they're keeping credit card information, then they need PCI DSS compliance. If they are selling to another software company or any other company, a software company, they need the SOC compliance. And there are already 20 plus compliances that we are aware of, and Sprinto is already solving many of those things. So the market is in an expansive mode. More regulations are coming, including India, like DPDP, which has just come out. So as more countries put regulations, more is required by these companies to operate. And you need a platform like Sprinto that makes it extremely easy to get these compliances. So very exciting times for this category, as this is in a very expansive, fast-growing market worldwide.
Well, Girish, tell us then about this $20 million that you've just raised. How are you going to deploy this when you talk about R&D and expansion in new markets? What are these markets you are eyeing?
So, happy to report that Sprinto already operates in more than 75 countries. We have customers with a very large geographical footprint, and we will continue to ambitiously expand our footprint. So the US, North America, as well as Europe continue to remain one of our most largest growing markets, and we'll continue to invest more in that. Outside of that, we will also invest in our R&D and product capabilities, especially in intelligent automation and AI, and to make sure that we continue to fit better in more complex environments. Over and above that, we have plans to enhance our already great customer experience. Happy to report again that we have 4.8 out of 5 rating on business software platforms like G2. We have a 60 plus of NPS, and we, in fact, were rated as the highest customer satisfaction tool amongst all global softwares that are out there. So, we have a pretty high bar there, and we want to continue to improving on that as well.
Well, I'm sure that convinced Shekhar to finally write that check for you. But Shekhar, even then, give us a sense of the growth roadmap you saw for the company from here on, and at what valuation, have you invested this money?
Yeah, great question. So the company has grown phenomenally well, more than 3x in the last 12 months. And we're expecting this to grow again another 3x in the next 12 months as they're just opening up to the market. Already they're selling in 75 countries, right? And thousands of customers. And as customers, small to medium to large, are coming across the globe and across various compliances, sky is the limit. So we are very excited about Girish and Raghu, who are like second-time founders, who know how to execute. They pick the right market and a great product. Yeah. So, exciting times. And I don't think Sprinto has announced what valuation they have raised this. What they have announced is the kind of a raise of 20 million, which is a very, very good raise, I would say, in this market.
Well, Girish, since sky is the limit, let me ask you, what is that limit in terms of your growth and profitability figures? Anything you could share with us? And, how many customers are you adding on a monthly or an annual basis?
Great question, Ritu, again. Fundamentally, we've been acquiring customers for a little less than 3 years now. And in that short span, we have already grown to thousands of customers. And like we have been saying, we operate in more than 75 countries as a result. We have grown by 3x in the last year alone, and we continue to put our foot on the pedal in the coming year. Our goals are to continue to increasing that growth rate by 3x coming forward. And, without actually getting into the specifics of how many customers that we acquire, but that's really large. Like when you're at a stage where you're acquiring thousands of customers, we want to make sure that Sprinto remains accessible to all the businesses that are out there. Like Shekhar mentioned, this is something that is going to be a fundamental need for every business out there, and we want to make sure that many, many more businesses remain, get access to automation and are able to build trust and grow confidently.
Well, on that note, Girish and Shekhar, both of you, thank you very much for joining us here on the Startup Street Show and giving us an outlook about the company. Many thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting us today. Thank you.
All right, with that, it's time for us to head into a short break. But coming up, health tech and climate tech startups will get a boost as Synapsys steps into the VC funding ecosystem. We will tell you more on that on the other side. Stay tuned.